Great morning, everyone. And today's another day. Today, my Tetsubin is arriving from Japan. I can't believe it came this quickly. And I'm wearing, again, one of these crazy dresses. They're not. Okay, it's got big pockets. The bottom of it is kind of weird. It's got this funky thing, but they're so loose and comfortable. It's just, yeah. It's one of these kind of, I see sometimes Japan, they wear these kind of crazy dresses like this. And I have to say, this is really comfortable. I bought the jean-looking one, denim-type material, and then it was so comfortable I went and bought a couple more of these. Now I really like the stripe. At first it looked like it was black and white, but it's not. It's more of a kind of a gray and a darker gray. But yeah, it's so comfortable. And if you're like me and you've got 2 hernias from your ostomy, it's hard to find things that are loose that you can wear and comfortable. So this is a godsend. And like I said, today the Tetsubin is showing up, so really happy with that. I finally learned to use the donabe to make the rice. It came out perfectly yesterday. And using that, I have to cook more rice at a time. So the extra, I just put in a container in the fridge and I'll have it for the next couple days. So yeah, very easy. I'll have my rice this morning with an egg, and yeah, that was easy to do. Maybe make some miso soup. So yeah, that was easy breezy. Now last night, I usually am not having many dreams and things, but last night I remember this dream. I was out with probably my daughter. Don't know exactly who it was, but I was with somebody out there and they wanted a snake. Now, I used to be so terrified of snakes. If I saw one on the TV, I'd want to go hide. I mean, I was like, snakes. Now, when I was in India, I did have cobra come through the kutia, this hut, yeah. And there was a tree snake that wanted to be in the rafters. I did hold a cobra one day. I can't believe I did that, but I did. I held a cobra. But we were out there, and they wanted a snake. And I saw all sorts and varieties of snakes. I must have saw at least, 16 to 20 different snakes out there. There was one snake, it was quite pretty, actually. It was a blue color, kind of a light blue. But we didn't get a snake because I said, no, we need to go back and we need to get some information, and we need to get a book and see which snakes are non-venomous. We can't just go out and grab a snake. So we went back. And that's kind of where the dream, ended. I was going to get a book and just see, information about these snakes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we run across a lot of snakes now, don't we? And you've got to really kind of see which ones are poisonous and which ones are not. So, yeah. Anyway, so that was crazy. I did get the other bamboo plant and I put it on the back next to the, rather than putting it right up in the window, which rather than making it nicer, I thought it took away. So I put it in the back next to the stone wall. And that perspective between the one that's right up front by the window and the one that's further back is quite nice. So that worked out well. I do like it. And then the fountain that I put in here yesterday, it's nice. I wish it did have a little sound. It doesn't make any sound, but it's quite nice. It makes a nice night light in here in the evening. And so, yeah, I'm happy with that. So fun. I like to have a lot of water elements around. It puts a little bit of, moisture in the air since I'm out here in such a dry climate, etc. So every morning I, refill them up because it does evaporate. Water does evaporate from them. So, yeah. Now, the minute I put it up, Mr. Mickey had to go and drink from the fountain here. He had to go check it out. So, yeah, funny. But, yeah, I like my mug, my coffee mug. It's nice, it's heavy, it's a pottery one. I just like these kind of ones that are wabi-sabi. They're kind of, the imperfect perfect goes perfectly with my outfit today. And I bought another one that's just so sweet. It's got little lavender flowers on it, and it's, one of those smaller cups. Now it holds the same amount as this, but you would think that it holds so much less, but it actually doesn't. But it's such a nice, and the feeling of it is so nice. But it's got little lavender flowers on it. It's so pretty. Mina wear. And I got it for a really great price. So was really happy with that. Anyway, we're going to get the cards and just see what they're going to tell us about this morning. And which card do we use? Let's just use this one, this deck, this morning. Give them a ruffle shuffle. And just see what they're going to tell us today. We just see Trump, he's getting more toxic by the day. More angry, more toxic. He can't get out of what's coming. And anybody that's got that demeanor, that if somebody ever crosses me, I'm going to make them pay, that mindset, always in that anger and retribution, and just, it's so pathetic, it's so dark. I don't know how they live in that type of a consciousness. So the first thing out is what's being offered up. We have the Knight on the move, offering something up with what's being built underneath of it. Okay, trying to get to a better place. So something being offered up that they're working on to build to move things forward. Okay? to move the consciousness, to move the mentality, to take it away from where it's at now to someplace better. The energy coming into it is what's being handed out, what's being offered up, what's being handed out. When it comes to the lovers, those close, underneath of it, authorities. Now, could it be that this is actual spirituality, something being handed out? Or is this to the negative? We'll continue with the reading and see which way this is. So, what's going on now? It's about what's being birthed, America. The evidence in hand for what's coming, and the tower moment's hitting. The tower moment's hitting. So what's being offered up, above it all, what's being handed out to America, what's being built by the lovers, and the evidence that we have, moving things forward from the higher perspective to a tower moment. Okay. The challenge is the manipulation, or to make a rapid change, to make a massive change. When it comes to he who would be king, taking control of things up in the air. Okay. Potential outcome, a new action. When it comes to the past, walking away from it. Trying to walk away from the past with a new action. So obviously this is some sort of a new manipulation and, a massive change or manipulation. So they're trying something new to to distract. Okay. There's the ongoing struggle with that and feeling pushed to the edge with more judgment, more burden that's being worked on. Okay? So trying to work on some sort of a new action, a new distraction. America sees the evidence at hand as a tower moment. He's trying to manipulate as an authority, trying to hand out things that are going to keep stuff up in the air rather than being revealed. The ongoing fight. When it comes to the lovers, those close, handing out their authoritarian drama. But there are those that are trying to get America to a better place, offering up this tower moment with what's being built, with the evidence at hand, with this manipulation that he's trying to be dictator. This stuff is up in the air. America wants to walk away from this. We don't want a dictator. And that new action is bringing a tower moment in place. Okay? So, yeah. It's moving, and rather than any of the stuff he's doing, making it go away. It's not going away. And he can try to take his revenge actions against everybody, but this is not going to go away, and people are not going to forget about it. Okay? He's going to keep trying to make distractions. But let's go ahead and do a clarifying read and see what else it has to say about this nonsense. Okay, at the very center of it all, we have rapid, things moving rapidly. In motion. When it comes to being ruled by the mind, and the actions being proceeding from that. So, in other words, he's always in his mental spin and knee-jerk reactions that he's out there, club in hand, against anything that displeases him. So one side of it, we have Trump. There he is. And trying to keep the lid on things. Don't want this revealed. Because this affects his world. Okay. Trump above it all. This is affecting his world. These investigations, they're looking deeper into Trump. He tries to keep the lid on it. Okay? His mental spin is out of control. The other side of it, we have the choices being made in life. Above it, things he's trying to get away with, the takeaway, and trying to figure out his next move. Because judgment is there. Judgment is coming. So the more judgment is there, the more mind spin rapidly in place, and the more he acts out because he is feeling pushed to the edge. The Seven of Wands, pushed to the edge. Okay? Rapidly trying to get away with things in his world, trying to keep the lid on things, trying to figure out the next move, looking deeper into this, more judgment is coming down on his head. And again, he just tries to get away with keeping the lid on things, okay? But more and more he's feeling pushed to the edge, he's on the edge, and his mental spin is just increasing, okay? Now we see when he goes to talk, he's just 1 second, it's windmills, the next second it's Kamala, the next second it's, his weave is not weaving, it's just distraction. And whatever comes into this reprobate's mind is what he's spewing out. He's got no control of his mental faculties anymore. And he's on this hate spin, this anger, this angst that is just spewing out on a daily basis. And the more he has this stuff spewing out, the more it's affecting him in his physical form, okay? Now, I've said that something I think that's going to take him out is something circulatory, either like could be heart attack, it could be, I'm feeling more like a stroke. I think he has had many strokes. That's why he's having trouble with his leg, etc. I think he has already been experiencing many strokes, etc. But that's what I feel would take him out, is either a full-on heart attack or a stroke. More than likely, though, I've felt a stroke. I could be wrong, don't get me. I'm not saying this is gospel, okay? But that's the feeling I get with him. That it's something circulatory, hardening of the arteries in the brain, etc., something, you know, on that nature. And, yeah, so every day he's just getting more and more toxic. So you just wonder how much longer he can be in office, whether he's taken out by 25th Amendment eventually, that he's unable to continue, or if he just collapses and is taken out that way. But one way or another, he's not going to be there for long. Like I said to beginning, when he got in office, I said he's not going to be there long. Everybody's going, 4 years of it? No, he's not going to be there 4 years. Absolutely not. He's not going to make it 1 year. Okay. And I'm feeling October. People have been saying August, August, August. Well, we're almost to the end of August. What do we have? One more day? Or are we out of August? No, we've got what? Oh, a couple more days of August. So if they're going to be right about August, it needs to happen pretty quick. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.